Oh, even better. Right behind us. Did you? Jim retired last year. And did you remember the big hole?
Hey, Roz, this is Bobby. So are you able, so you're able to see something? Okay. Are you able to hear anything? So you hear all the noise. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, I can't tell who's online or see chat, so you might have to answer any chat messages or just text me. if all of a sudden somebody says, hey, we lost something, it's not working or we can't see something, just text me and let me know and then I'll come fix the phone. I don't know how to do this. Okay, thanks, Roz. Bye-bye. Oh, shit. I think I'm messing everything up. How do I get back into Zoom? I closed everything else out but Zoom, I think. And so now I needed to get it back to where it was
Zoom.
doing Zoom.
There's Zoom.
But I lost the picture.
Okay. Let's see. Here we go. I can end it and restart it, but then
There's got to be a way to get. Did I mess it up that bad? Do I need to go get Steve?
no, what it is that I think all you did was take my picture out so that it's not showing our picture anymore. So we want to, yeah, go ask, wait, let's see, start video. That's it.
Oh, there we go.
There you
Thanks.
go.
Perfect. Because I couldn't see who was in, so that I could let him in.
Oh, it should come up in tell you. You can click on participants at the bottom, and it will tell you. So let me see.
I told Roz to just text me. I called her and I said, text me if something's going wrong so I can fix it. There we go. Dang it.
Jim said. Oh, nice. I didn't realize it. Jim just retired.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I was texting though. It was on. 35 years, started in Winter City.
You have a piece of tape? I don't know. But nobody's gonna see that. Yeah.
One of the rigs went on rotation, I think it was south. South location, the top of those. Still.
We're very glad that you're here with us today. It seems like it's been like 2 years since we've been together. So I want to make sure that all of you have enough to drink. There's do that. Make sure you get your cookies, get comfortable, and we're going to start our program. Yeah. So awesome. I know everyone's name. This is just awesome. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is first stop. Stop. Ball. I do know your name. I called it. Your first name is really Melvin. I do need to. It's your turn. So we just graduated the largest class ever from Heartwood. 41 students graduated.
Great.
And we do have one person here who didn't pick up her phone. So we're gonna.
So here's the rest of the story. We were both sitting here. Remember, I warned some of you for the intern class that when you're on Zoom, you don't get to know each other face to face very well. And she goes, you know what Connie Cortina looks like? I'm not sure. And so we're sitting, yeah, so she did know. So we're sitting down there eating, and I look over there, and there's Connie's name, and I went, oh, your certificate and your name tag. So instead of making you walk all the way up here, I gave her her certificate and name tag. So she's our last graduate.
Awesome.
Hey, and we also have Ricky Young and Paula.
Thanks, Nikki. I know Nikki's here. Thanks, Nikki. Awesome. And but I didn't see that one.
Would you like your name tag?
Let her come up and then she gets video.
Make her come up and speak.
And
There
she
you go.
gets-
No, but she can get it. We can see you give her the name tag. There we go.
Gonna make her, Connie.
Connie,
Yeah,
certified.
walk up here.
Yes, Connie has to walk back. Not only did she graduate, but she said,
Oh,
Oh, is it real?
no, it's live. It's on Zoom.
She also certified. So we only have Paula left and everybody else.
okay, so this is the agenda for tonight, and it's packed full of goodness. Okay, so welcome to our newest members. Could you all stand? Oh, I will get this straight. Thank you, Julie. Julie's giving me the universal symbol for we can't hear a word you're saying. Okay, so, okay, all of our new members, could you stand? I'm so glad you're all here. Thank you so much for coming. The paper that you see in front of you and the little pencils are for a trivia contest. We went to the annual meeting this year. They had a fabulous trivia contest. It was so fun, and we thought, let's do it instead of the door prize this time. Isn't that awesome? This is the prize for the trivia contest. It's a nice, big, beautiful book. If you don't want to read it, just make a great door. No. So then, Melissa's going to give us the membership report. Then we're going to have more trivia. Terry's going to tell us about the Untitled program. We're going to have some volunteer service recognition, still more trivia, more volunteer service recognition. What? More trivia, yes, and even more volunteer service recognition, and then special recognitions from the state, from when we were at the state meeting, for those of you who might have missed it. Board appreciation, officer voting, and then we'll have the trivia contest answers. And then we have a little bit of information about going forward into 2022. Now, Sharon Newsom, Sharon, stand up. Sharon Newsom is our maven for all things recyclable, and she's very excited because the plastic containers we have in front of us are recyclable. Yes, and so when you're finished eating, what we're going to do is set up a can for you to scrape out all of the nastiness, and then just put the big out of things in a bag.
Over there on that table already.
Oh, some of them are on the table already. So yes, so that way we can. Sharon is actually going to take them home and recycle them for us. So we'll have a smaller footprint and not as much plastic in the waste. So thank you, Sharon. Okay, so Scott was our new class director for 2020. And little did he realize that the pandemic was going to come along and nip us in the bud. So we had to wait till 2021, which made our class slow in size. Scott hung with us through all of that. But he decided after that that he was ready to go on to greener pastures. And these are pictures of his greener pastures. He is very involved on the board for Friends of Lake Livingston. You can see him here out motoring around and enjoying the high life on the high seas. And the other wonderful program that he's involved with is working with the Ellis unit. Yeah, okay. Working with the Ellis unit in Huntsville and bringing them the Texas Master Naturalist program. And it's a wonderful program. The pictures you see here are from graduation a couple of years ago, I think. And in the picture to the right is Terry Pearl, one of our state coordinators. And we're looking forward to a new class graduating shortly. So that's what he's going to be doing instead of hanging us with the kids. Okay. So, get up your piece of paper and your pencil. And question number 1 for trivia. What animal left these tracks? What animal left these tracks? It is a contest. You know, somebody's got to win. Which means the rest of us are going to lose. Okay, there's 3 questions in a row. Diane is here. Welcome, Diane. Notes are on the back table, Diane. Next question. What ants build a town? You can find a few towns on the Spring Creek Nature Trail, right here. These were photographed by Ruth Nazula at Arnhem Bayou Nature Center. That's why the dirt looks a little more red. Okay. Give you a chance to look at that. Guessing is good. And number 3, Adrian's rule for hiking is never put your hands and feet where your eyes haven't been. This tree is one reason why. What kind of tree is it? See the wheels turning from here. Melissa, it's your turn. Now, here's our membership director, Melissa. Here's the membership report.
Okay, there's lots of people in here that need pens. Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
I was like looking around the room, counting people that need pens. So I'm gonna kind of go back to January. And I'm gonna go down my list for the people that don't have their pens and give out pens. And you can see the statistics on the screen behind me. Look how much we've grown. We doubled in size. I know that, I mean, Heartwood's come a long way since 2017. We've had a huge growth and a lot of great changes. So isn't that cool? I'm just like, we didn't have that many people. Now we have so many. And everybody's doing such a great job on the event. So I just wanted to let you all know that. You're doing an amazing job. We don't have a lot of hiccups. I mean, it's been pretty quiet. So I want to thank you all for that. And always ask questions. And I get a lot of emails. And I just want to thank you all for asking so I can get stuff fixed before it breaks. That's always good. So I'm going to go down the list. And it goes back a ways. But I do have some milestones. So the first milestone is Sarah Freeman for $500. Yay! And then I have Claire Moore for $1,000. Everyone's already wearing her $2,500 pen. She had smart. So, I'm going on my list of people that are here. Mike McGee, did you get your yearly pen? Is that for you? Dale McConnell. Peter Jensen? Is Peter here? Peter is here. Susan Beckemeyer? Oh, yes. Oh, you got your, did you get this then? Or did you get your, yes, okay. Did Mark get his? Mark had his, okay. Yes. No? Yes. Okay. Well, we have everybody here, so I'm going down the list. Jennifer Sills. Yes. Sarah Newsom. Is Wes Reeves here? Allison Starr? Okay, that is all the pins I have for now. If somebody's missing something, please let me know. It's kind of crazy going back and forth with the Zoom to think of us.
Needless to say, our hours recorded trips have been.
Like we can't hear you.
I know, still, okay. Right. That little tiny voice. Like I'm fine. You need to project, right? Okay, so the membership report shows that in 2020 our hours dipped, but we're back at it. I'm hitting hard, guys. Awesome work. Yes. Don't rush. There's a certain order to these things, Marty. Look at that, good time. So, these are some of the people that Melissa was congratulating for we say on, and Jamie got her initial presentation, but she's not with us tonight. I got my 2,500 hours, so I actually put my insurance. I have them here. Okay, I have the list here too.
Scott Gall. Water recertification test. Allison. Is Stephen Allison here? Yes. Steve. Jennifer Sill. William Marshall?
Oh.
Yes, Bill. Mari. Carolyn Marshall.
And it's gorgeous.
Call your name out. Yeah. Melissa.
Yay, Melissa. The catfish in the upper corner is what the pin is. If you didn't know. So it's gorgeous. Okay, time for more trivia. Are y'all ready? Get this right. You tell them, Autumn. Okay, question number 4. The Big Thicket region is often called America's Ark and the biological crossroads of North America. True or false? Lake Creek Preserve is part of the Big Thicket. Come on, Peter, you know this. Come on, Peter.
I know.
Okay, the beginning of this is actually a song which I thought was just so bizarre. Well, I know a man that cooked armadillo tastes so sweet he called it pie. I know a woman makes pan dolce, tastes so good it gets you high. These are just the weirdest words to a song, right? But question number 5 is the official designated Texas state cooking implement is what? Can you imagine? We actually have our own cooking implement. And it was passed by the legislature. Do you know what it is?
Oh, I told you, you would know it.
You were right. He did know it.
What is it?
He's not going to tell. For 2 extra points, name the state designated dish. That was number 5. Number 6. Are you ready for number 6? You still stuck on 5? Oh, you know, one of them is the cooking implement, and then what did you cook in it? Okay? Got it? All right. Number 6. This person is the inspiration behind our program, Saving Nature, Conserving Native Texas 1 yard at a time. What is his name? I see Mike is scribbling over there. You recognize this guy? Write down his name. For extra points, what is his field of study? For even more extra points, what was the title of his book that our book club read? Siri, Stin? Your turn. Is this trivia hard or is it pretty good? It's hard? Hard enough. That's what I like to hear. Hard enough. Hard enough.
Don't worry.
That's not the small stuff. That's right. And then ready to go forward? Yeah. You got this. Talking in the mic.
Hi, I'm Terry Stinham. I am your Adaptive Loop Coordinator. And tonight I want to recognize some of our members who have been contributing to the project. There are approximately 264 members enrolled in the project. Some of us are in Heartwood are enrolled in it, but we haven't actually had you contribute to the project. So I want to thank everyone who's enrolled, and I also want to thank everyone that has participated by actually going out, taking the pictures, and putting them into the project. The field research that we're gathering for this is pretty extraordinary. There have been 2,776 species identified this year. There have been 18,570 observations. And this has been done by 143 people.
No way.
So 2 other people in this room are in the top 30. So this is some scenes from our Stubblefield Recreation Area, which is one of our sites. And when you're out and about, you'll see these signs, and sometimes they'll have site numbers, sometimes they will not. So, and the great white that was out there the day that I was out taking pictures. This was from one of our outings, and you can recognize some of our members here. We went out early spring and we did a little bit of training, and then we went and walked around. We didn't get very far that day, but we did have a lot of fun. A couple more of our members, we went out to Stubblefield and went hiking along the Lone Star Trail. I think that's Carolyn and Darla. And that should give you a clue too of one of the people that is in our top 30 in the state. I want to thank Carolyn for all the support and all the rest of the board members for supporting this project. And I want to just congratulate our Heartwood members for being the top 30 observers. And those two, Adrienne Quinn, she is number 23 right now, currently in the state. She has over 207 observations. And Carolyn Worsham is currently number 28 in the state with 149 observations. So we're doing all these observations either through iNaturalist or eBird. And Carolyn has put forth a lot of time making sure she's put her pictures into the project. So that's key, is getting your pictures into the project. So congratulations for all your work. And I will tell you, we have 7 members currently that are entering information into the project. Adrienne Quinn, like I said, has 207. Carolyn has 149. I have 115, but I didn't make the top 30, so with 115. We have another member, Amber. She's at like number 90 with 15, and then we go down from there to Darla, who has 8. Darla, I have something for you too.
Oh,
Right.
how nice that is.
Awesome. That is a field notebook. Thank you so much. Participation pins for everyone that's been putting in their iNaturalist. It's just iNaturalist pins. I already have mine on my lanyard. So, and I will see you later. The other people are Adrienne, Carolyn, Darla, Roz, Carolyn, myself, and Amber. So, and like I said, some of you are in the project, you've registered as members, but you have to enter the photos into the project to get into the loop of what we're doing. So, and we are going to have training, and there will be an actual slideshow and presentation during one of our chapter meetings. I'm currently working on it because it is kind of extensive. You can either do Adopt a Loop through eBird or iNaturalist or both. And you do get volunteer hours for all of this that you put in. So that's it. Thank you. Thanks for everybody for participating.
So much, Terry. Now get to the meat of the situation. When we first started talking about having a volunteer appreciation meeting, I thought it was important to reach out to our partners and ask them who they wanted us to recognize. And so I got some responses. Some people didn't respond because I think they were very busy. It gets to be contacted toward the end of the year and the weather gets nice and everybody's trying to get outside. So if your name isn't called tonight, know that we see it in you and that everything you do is important. But for the other people who were who the partners contacted and said, we'd like to honor that, I have something. So first we'll start with adopted. From Joshua Lee at TPWD, he said Terry Stin and Creek Revokos have both been great with the adopted project.
So Terry? Ruth is here. Is Ruth online now?
I don't, not that I can see. I don't know how to scroll. I think she is though.
Oh, good. Okay. So Ruth Maswell, who couldn't be here. with us.
Yeah, she's online.
Oh, good, good. I got a very complimentary letter from the volunteer coordinator at Almond Bayou Nature Center. And she says, Ruth Maswell began volunteering at Almond Bayou Nature Center right after we restarted volunteering in June of 2020. From just the first interactions I had with her via email and phone, I knew that she was special. At the time, volunteer opportunities were few, and we didn't know as much as we know now about COVID-19. Even so, she jumped in where she could to begin learning all she could about the center and our programs. She quickly became a stalwart member of our trails team, a person we could reliably count on to help us offer people an opportunity to explore and connect with our resources at a time when demand was high. She was there for our monthly guest speaking events and our Bayou Interpretive God meetings. She wrote articles for our Wild About ABNC blog and has been a valuable partner on our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. It is no surprise to me that Ruth is now able to lead natural history demonstrations and trail hikes at our center. She's a fine example of what a volunteer can do when they focus their energy and set their aim to achieve their goals in support of a worthy cause. She is hardworking, collaborative, committed, and charming. I am so thankful to have Ruth on our team and proud to say she is a member of our dynamic community here at Almond Bayou Nature Center. And from Dennis Johnston Park. We start with Dr. Conservancy. I understand. So when I wrote to Suzanne and asked her who she'd like to recognize, she said, "Remind me again, who belongs to Heartwood?" So I went into BMS and I looked up all the people who volunteered at BLC. And I sent her a list, and it's Peter Jensen, Jay Rubens, Wes Reeves, Dana Rubin, Carson Stokes, Jonathan Law, John Stacy, Steve Ellison, and Carolyn Brothers. And she wrote back and said, "What a great list. Everyone on here is worthy of recognition. We recommend Peter Jensen be recognized for his contributions to BLC. He is a long-term trail crew member, board member, and a great advocate for both BLC and TNN. Come on up, Peter." From Dennis Johnston Park. From Chris Lindbergh, I didn't remember Chris was our BSP director before Rebecca took over. Chris left to have her baby, and she is in charge of trails as parks for Harris County Precinct 4. So Chris said, "For Dennis Johnston and our butterfly garden, Patty Thompson has been such a huge help in getting the garden under control and back to looking amazing. Her efforts are so appreciated." Time for more children. Are you ready? Yes. What is the world's longest running citizen science project? The world's longest running citizen science project. What year was Heartwood established as a Texas National Naturalist chapter? Hint, it wasn't 2016. That was the cutest calendar page I could find. One more question in this round. This is a picture
Wait,
from,
sorry, go ahead.
oh, okay. Good. Number 9. The Heartwood Book Club just finished reading 2019's Fiction Pulitzer Prize winner, The Overstory, a book about trees. What do you call the study of trees? I see people shaking their heads. This is a stumper, y'all. This is reading a week from the chat, right? All right. So I contacted Club Woods and received a wonderful letter from Kendra there. And she said, "We would love to recognize Susan Beckham. She is at Club Woods almost every Tuesday for our volunteer work days. She helps tend the hummingbird and butterfly gardens, labels plants, removes invasive species, and more. She also took over the task of managing the nature walk at our Hummingbird Festival this year and has offered to make a permanent self-guided nature walk in the park. Later this month, she'll be helping with a large school group by overseeing our Hummingbird Migration Day, where kids learn about the challenges hummingbirds face on their journey south. She is dedicated, hardworking, and a delight to be with. So I have two. I have Mercer Botanic Center and Mercer Botanic Gardens. For Mercer Botanic Center, Anita has nominated Tina Davies, who isn't with us here tonight. But she says about Tina. Tina started with Mercer Botanic Center on June 11, 2018, and has 178 volumes. But right now she's organizing their herbarium collections in the cabinets and not a database per se, and is still active on a more or less weekly basis in their herbarium. Tina also assists occasionally at the Prairie Dome Preserve early spring, late fall, and winter, and assists Mercer's volunteer native plant propagation team. Her band also provides music during Mercer events, the Dulcimer Dunes. So, Mercer Botanic Gardens. Anita says, "I would like to honor TNN's Mike McGee for his work with Don Dubois at Mercer's volunteer native plant propagation team on upgrading native plant information signage for Mercer's native plant sales. Mike has also been immersed in the native plant information education project. I thank Mike for promoting Mercer's endangered species in native plant garden, which has stimulated more interest in restoring that garden to its full capacity." You gotta make them all like
Got it.
more trivia. Identify this bird by its song. It was identified.
Yes, just I don't. We didn't hear the volume. You have to raise your volume.
You're gonna have to.
Is that good? Yep, that's one of the toughest guys. I can recognize a cardinal. I can recognize blue jay. I can recognize runs, but that one, yeah. This is so crazy. Adrian took these pictures in her yard. Yes. What is the name of this caterpillar? And do not say George. Do not say Bill. What is the name of the caterpillar? Yes. Well, not just the species name. The caterpillar itself has a unique name.
George. Remember that.
What is the name of this caterpillar? It's got a unique name. And doesn't he look just vicious, right? Very vicious. We ready for the next question? What animal is known by these common names? Snake doctor, ear sower, mosquito hawk, devil's darning needle. One animal is known by all of those names. That is the last question in our trivia contest. I wish you all luck. Let's thank some more volunteers. Okay. Eric, do you want me to do this one or do you want me to? Okay. Do you want me to?
You never read about it.
I do. I have to see that.
So I'm Eric Wahlberg. I was intern in the class this year, and I'm also the secretary of the Pines and Prairies NIPSOP, Native Plant Society of Texas chapter. It's a new chapter that Gail back there started, and we are recognizing Gail for that. Gail was instrumental in the creation and formation of the Pines and Prairies chapter of NIPSOP. Living the mission of NIPSOP resonates with Gail. Thus, naturally, her adventurous heart led her to jump 2 feet in and passionately create the chapter and implement the NIPSOP mission in Montgomery County. That mission is to promote research, conservation, and utilization of native plants and plant habitats in Texas through education, outreach, and example. Her outstanding commitment to the chapter has driven her to relentlessly strive for Pines and Prairies to be successful, grow, and develop. Gail's passion and partnership with the community and area organizations is valuable and celebrated. So thank you, Gail.
There you go.
Okay, the Woodlands Township Environmental Services. Now, could everyone who has volunteered for the Woodlands Township Environmental Services please stand?
That's awful.
You guys worked really hard. So when I contacted environmental services, they said, we can't nominate one person. So everybody does something different and everybody's work is valuable. So they gave me a list of names and I'm going to hand out some certificates to these people. Darla Oakman and Sarah Freeman for their involvement with mosquito abatement. Denise Hall for prepping new resident mailing list, inputting 2 years of recycling audit data and mosquito abatement. Oh, great. Adam Rosales for his involvement with Storm Drain Mountain. Ellison for his involvement in the watershed project activities.
Got it.
I gotta have something to put on the slideshow next year, right? She also wanted to recognize Kathy Herrick, who isn't here with us tonight. She's at another board meeting, for her involvement in the invasives task force. And if you know Kathy, she is the enemy of air potatoes, right? Everyone knows when you say Kathy Herrick, it's air potatoes. And the last which I have is from W.G. Jones. Connor couldn't be with us tonight. He's having dinner with his mom, which is important as I think. Okay, but he says, the members, I believe, have made a significant contribution to the operations and management of the forest are listed below. Number 1, Terry Finch. My go-to person for refurbishing the pollinator gardens on the forest. From conception to installation, Terry was along each and every step of the way, providing insight on which native plant species would work best, and organizing volunteer service days in order to complete the work needed to bring the gardens back to life. The gardens would not be in the condition they are today without her help. I sincerely look forward to her much anticipated return to the forest on Tuesday mornings.
I got pictures, yes.
Number 2, Bruce Diamond. One of the most dependable and hardest-working volunteers I have had the pleasure to interact with on the forest. I can probably count on one hand the number of times I haven't seen Bruce on the forest on Tuesday mornings, weeding, raking, and laying pine straw. I appreciate his proactive approach to completing projects and his attention to detail. He also lists Dana Gruden, who isn't here with us tonight, but he says about Dana, outstanding intern. Dana is often the first volunteer to show up on Tuesday mornings and the last volunteer to leave in the afternoon. She is also the first and only volunteer I've seen bring their own weed eater and fuel to the forest to help maintain the grounds and landscape surrounding the gardens. I also appreciate her involvement with the Jones State Forest Litter Patrol as they work to maintain a welcoming environment for all visitors. Dana has provided me with good recommendations on how to bring trash cans back to the forest, and I anticipate on putting those ideas into action in the near future. Congratulations, everyone. So when we were at the state meeting recently, one of our members did get special recognition, even though she wasn't there. And that person is Terry. Recognized by the Texas Waters, Texas Waters program, for her. Certificate of recognition for Terry MacArthur Heartwood chapter. Throughout this year, Terry has been working with Melissa Alderson to help revitalize the program. And she thought she was kind of being a pain in the neck because, you know, when you have a lot of ideas, sometimes people can jump in. But when Sarah went to the meeting and they kept saying Terry's name and how important her contribution was, and they realized that Sarah Freeman was from Heartwood, they were very excited about her. opportunity to send this back for Terry. So Terry is at another board meeting for Woodland Spring right now, but we definitely are so appreciative of everything she's done for the water project. So thank you, Terry. We also had a special recognition for our sculpture that was done by someone from the Ellis unit. His name is Vern. And he created this stepping stone. The dragonfly and Texas Master Naturalist are etched into the stone, and it's a very beautiful piece. And it received second place at the state in art and sculpture.
Soap stuff? Is it made out of soap?
No, it's made
Oh,
out of
no.
concrete. It's
It's very heavy.
painted it with a toothbrush. He did. It was beautiful. I was very pleased to receive it. Another special recognition is first place in art and sculpture by Tony Kay, who is also a member of the Ellis unit. He's also at the Ellis unit. And this is called Dragonfly on the Move. So Scott, how did you make this? Toilet paper and glue. And the wings are very, there's the,
Wow.
yeah. Yes. Good. Awesome. Make sure you tell Vern that he wants sex gloves. I get to tell him congratulations. Okay. Okay. On we go. So this is my opportunity to thank the members who conduct the chapter's business. Every year, these people, for some reason, decide that it's okay to hang out for hours at a time with me and do the business of the chapter and come to the board meetings. And I really couldn't do any of this without them. They're very dedicated. They're very passionate. They live the TMN dream. So let's get started. So first, I'd like to thank Carson Stokes, our vice president.
There you go. Yes. Okay. Got it.
Our secretary, Adrian.
Got it.
Oh. I was looking at it, I'm like, I think I write something next to his name. I totally forget Andre. No, I didn't. Andre has it.
Got it.
Keep those cold things cold, right, Andre? Yeah, but leave no trace too. Okay. Anita Tiller, who is a member at large.
Got it.
Our communications director, Chris Steiner.
Hey, there you go.
Doug Welch's Texas Garden Olive.
Wow.
Wow.
And these are diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oops. Got it.
I want to see that filled out. Melissa Schumann.
Yeah, got it.
New class director, retired.
There you go.
Oh. So, new class rep, Steve Ellison. Steve. For all those adventures you had.
There you go.
It might fizz over here. Adrian Hackett, I do have some.
Adrian is also the junior master naturalist.
Dan McConnell, who is the co-director of the Junior Master Naturalist. You know you're gonna want this, right? Our program director, Lauren Hyman.
There you go.
Volunteer Services Director. Our VSP girl, Brenda Reeves.
Got it.
Now, she slept in a little late tonight, but better late than never. Diana Foss. Diana Foss is our TPWD advisor, and she's got good advice.
Hardly.
Yes, Dr.
Got it.
Our bulletin and newsletter editors are not with us tonight, but I will be sure to give them extra special things when I do see them, when I catch up with them. For the website, though, Carolyn Mershon. Gotta have one of those too.
Got it.
Now for the fun stuff. So we have some members who, I get to run reports in the BMS on them. And so I look things up sometimes just to see how things are going. And so we do have people who have milestones that I'd like to recognize. The Mensa Award for the person with the most advanced training hours at 113.5 goes to Karen Motion.
Life is really boring.
That's down too fast, darling. For the Busy Bee Award for the person with the most volunteer hours this year at 318.75. Karen Motion. It's the Busy Bee Honey Award.
Oh,
Got it.
It's a honey dog. The Above and Beyond Award for devoting not just time to Heartwood, but believing in us enough to select us to receive corporate grants each year. Mike McGee.
Got it. Perfect.
Everybody needs flowers. Now we have an all-wet award, but I don't see Robert Johnston here unless he's not. Okay. So this is the person who received the most hours for Texas Waters projects. He had 107 hours, and I got him some Swedish fish. But he's had this, so he must have that. But then we also have the All-Wet Advanced Training Award at 13 hours. Lauren. More fish. It's the only thing I could find that was water related.
Got you. Got it. Swedish fish.
Now, a little backstory to this. I have a time-lapse award for somebody who took a licking and kept on ticking. When we had to stop and not have our classes in 2020, it was rough. It was hard. People around the state were guessing what they were going to do. Some of them were not going to have their classes, and some of them were going to go virtual, and it's a pain in the butt. Scott, bless his heart, let me bully him into having a class in 2021. So, Scott, the Timex Award for taking a look and keep on taking.
There you go.
So he can take it. I couldn't find a big Tootsie Roll, so he would say, give the girl a break. Let me know if you jump in.
Texted every intern in the world. Why aren't you there? You need to get up here.
He knows
Last week, all of us did this, instructors, but these two
We'll get to you down there.
Okay.
Okay, for starting new projects when they saw a need. Kendra Park, for starting the W.G. Jones Notoriety Group.
Oh.
There you go. Got it.
Terry Finch for heading up the W.G. Jones Pollinator Garden and Restoration.
Got it.
Mike McGee and Carson Stokes for embracing saving nature. I'm just getting so tired of coming up here.
Yep.
That means we gotta get busy, doesn't
Yeah.
Got it.
it?
Yeah.
We actually had someone who decided that it would be a good idea to get in a kayak and head out on Lake Congo and pick up garbage. And she was like, how do I report that, Carolyn? And I said, well, we need a partner. So we found a partner, the Montgomery County Beautification Association. So for Carolyn Worsham, who is not satisfied with cleaning up our money, she's got to do it by water too.
Got it.
We have some new projects that are coming up next year that I hope all of you get excited about. We have people who are talking about building a butterfly house at Jones Forest, about doing a pocket prairie at Jones Forest. But it's time, finally, for me to recognize my husband, the first gentleman.
Yeah.
I was gonna put it on us.
So Bobby is quite an introvert, and I can tell you right now that he's very uncomfortable. So let's get him up here a little longer. So when we would go out and we would we would give books to people, and I would tell them, this is what the program's about, and this is what it's like, and this is how many hours it takes. We came home one day, and on the way home, Bobby says to me, Carolyn, everybody needs to know this. Not just these two people who are catching up with it, getting their books. Everybody needs to know it. He said, what if I get everybody's phone number and call them, all 41 of them, and tell them this? And he did.
Wow.
And then when we started classes, he would, when we started classes, he would look at the list to see who was online, and he would call them if they weren't there and say, no, class is starting. We need to log on. And he did that for all the classes for 41 people. And I really do think that we graduated 100% of the class because of Bobby. He took on mentoring 41 members in training, even though it was a rocky road. He decided to give it, oh, I'll find it. Decided to give it a 12. And then he ended up being my Swedish fish. He's my Mr. Goodbye. It's time to pop the champagne. So now we have to do this.
We're not. So we have somebody else to thank who becomes thankless a lot of the time. And she does so much for this chapter. She's put in so much work and effort this year and last year, getting this chapter to where we are today. So we got you something. Oh, can you hand me the card, please? Thank you for all that you do. And there were so many people who love you, who wanted to write special notes for you, that we ran out of room on the card. We're gonna need a bigger card. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Melissa. What's it called? No, what's the book? Oh, the animal encounters.
The animal dialogues. I can introduce them. Thank you so much.
Your book on baby skunks?
I can get more blood. That's very important for librarians.
I went there and I was gonna get you a book, but I don't know what you have and haven't read, and I can't even guess. It's so much.
I haven't read this one, so that was a good choice. Yes. This is beautiful. Thank you, girls, for having me. I'm gonna read the part. Okay, so now we have to vote for officers. So, Andre, did you want to leave the questions, or do you want me to just say it for you? Okay, so are there any nominations from the floor? For any of the offices? Are there any nominations at home? You see none? So this is our slate. Darla, would you like to stand? I think everyone else knows who that is. So Darla recently graduated. It's one of our interns. She's been working as a professional for ever, right? And ready to take this on. So we're very much looking forward to you joining us, Darla. So without any opposition to the slate. Move. Who's first in? First in, is first in the verb? Okay, Claire's first and who seconded? Denise, you were ready ahead of time. That's what I like about it. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much. We are so looking forward to next week. Wants to know the answers to the trivia. Are you ready? Now, each correct answer is worth 2 points for a total possible of 30. Okay. So the very first. But you had some bonus questions. Yes, we had bonus questions there too. Okay, so the very first picture, those little footprints were made by. Very good.
Good point.
Awesome, awesome. The town. Look at these people knowing that animals. This tree, who recognizes it? Who is it? Nope, nope, not Hercules Club. Who recognizes this tree? Not Chuckle Yarn. Who said it? I heard it over there. Joy? Joy says honey lotus.
Big X on that.
Now, this next one is pretty much a toss-up, guys. It depends on your definition of the big thicket. Now, this map shows that the big thicket does extend into Montgomery County ecologically. But if you look up the Big Thicket Preserve, it's not in Montgomery County. So whether you wrote true or false, give yourself 2 points. Right, Peter?
here's one that Johnny was part of the big ticket. And then when I started doing research, I was like, I'm not too sure about that one. So I figured we'd get it as a preview. The state implement.
Oh, man.
I was thinking. Oh, you called it a hot?
The same dish that you would cook in the Dutch oven is what? Chili.
Armadillo.
Chili con carne, no beans. Chili does count. Chili counts. But they're very specific in the Texas information that when they selected that as the state dish, they said it was chili con carne, which means chili with beef, right? No beans. Beans, not ours.
Right.
Okay. The man who's inspired us to do saving nature. And he's an entomologist. Who got entomologist? Awesome. I do. You ready? Okay. And the name of the book that we read for book club was Nature's Dad's House. That kind of lit a little fire in a lot of us.
Oh, did.
I didn't know.
Okay. This is the longest running citizen science project in the world.
Christmas bird count.
Did you get it, Claire? Okay, listen, y'all. I want you to look at Claire. Claire, raise your hand. If you want to be involved in this year's Christmas bird count, the longest running citizen science project in the world, Claire is the person to see, okay? She'll be ready to take down the names and numbers. Okay. When did Heartwood start? In 2017, the day you came here, right? 2005.
2004.
2005.
But you got closer than I did.
I know who founded it.
The study of trees. Oh, there's a lot of dendrologists waiting for us to happen. There we go. Dendrology. Ah, we got it. Time for us. Oh, sorry. Did you look at those there? I can go further. It's not letting me forward again. It's kind of not as quick when it just chips like that, but yes.
There's two minutes.
There are, there's one in the back. That one in the back is the time order, so if you got time order, I'll accept that too. I'll accept time order too. So, because there was one in the background. All right. So that weird looking caterpillar.
Yeah.
George. You are so bright, Kira. Let's see if I can get this. The hickory horned devil caterpillar. It has its own name. Look at that, Anita. She's just over there. That's impressive.
Hickory horn devil.
The hickory horned devil. And the moth that it becomes is the regal moth. And that's the picture of the moth on the side. That moth is pretty massive. Don't let this picture fool you. No, they call it the nature day. The original pictures were for the Adrian's Yard. There were a bunch of them.
They're trees. Yeah, I think hickory. It was on that. Must have been on.
Okay, the very last question, the ear sower, the mosquito hawk, devil's dormy beetle, and what was the last one? Do you remember the last one? Ear sower. Wait, I said ear sower, yeah. There was a fourth one. It is the dragonfly. Okay, so who got 25 points? We need to start lower? Is that what you're saying? Okay, who got 20 points? Who got 20 points? We're gonna start a little lower. Who got 10 points? Okay, we can move down from there. Okay, who got 12 points?
12 points.
14, 16, 18, 16. Look at Carson's.
18.
Go,
18.
Carson.
One. You ended up on the book already.
Well, I thought I'd be way back.
That's like karma.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Anybody have the cards? Send me an email.
Show that pic. Carson. Everybody wants to know what the book is. What's the name of the book?
Butterfly gardening for Texas.
The book is Butterfly Gardening in Texas. Good job, Carson.
I didn't see the author.
So, Diane,
We'll have to.
I have a slide for recovering America's Wildlife Act. Do you want to come say something?
Tell me how good you guys know this.
Yes, there's, I mean, it's like the Energizer Bunny at meetings, right?
How many of y'all are familiar with RAWA? Okay, good, a few, yay. This is legislation that's going through Congress right now. So there's a version of this act in the Senate and a version in the House. And the House version has actually added an amendment to the act that talks about where the funding will come from for this this legislation. And they're looking at environmental crimes fines. So if somebody pollutes, if a corporation pollutes or something like that, then that money goes into the, I guess, the general fund. I don't know. But anyway, it's got its own little designation. And so what they're asking Congress to do is to use that funding and send it back out to every state. And the money would go toward wildlife species that are on the brink of becoming threatened or endangered. So they're in trouble and they need some assistance to not get on the, not get listed, basically. And so I think Texas, I've heard different amounts lately. So it's something like $60 million a year would come to Texas to help with habitat acquisition. It would help with research projects and just projects to help different species that really need assistance. So anyway, we mentioned this, it's information. You guys are welcome to look it up, look it up online. They are asking people to contact your senators to ask them to support this legislation. You can do that as a private citizen, not as a master naturalist. So if you so wish. So it's totally up to you whether you want to do anything for this or not, but it's there. So the state, all the different states would benefit from this. Thanks.
This is an important legislation that can mean a lot for our state. So look it up, get involved. You just can't say, I believe in this because I'm a Texas master naturalist. You have to say, I believe in it because it's smart. And I want to do stuff for the animals. Okay, so the next thing I want to discuss is the new meeting schedule for 2022. We did some surveying last year and it was determined that the second Wednesday of the month would be better because a lot of people probably have things on the first Wednesday of the month. It was live for Women's Green, which is why Terry and Kathy aren't here tonight. The Women's Hiking Club meet on the first Wednesday of the month. So we're going to move to the second Wednesday of the month for our chapter meetings. We will still be on the first Wednesday of the month in August, because that's when we go to nursery for their intern presentations. And as always, we do not have a December meeting. Okay, yeah, who's ready to find out about the 2023 pin? Oh, everybody, right? So excited. You ready? Here comes the lightning well. I think it's our first shell on our rainbows. The lightning well was chosen. It's a beautiful pin. When we first saw it, it was this little tiny picture on the screen in front of this big room, and we honestly thought, that's a very strange looking picture. But it is a lightning well, and it's beautiful.
The Texas State seashell.
It is the
Yes.
Texas State seashell. Yes.
And it's left-handed.
And don't put it in the Dutch oven. Don't put it in the Dutch oven. They actually found some lightning whelks that were like prehistoric, that people had turned into tools and stuff. And so we had a big presentation about the lightning whelk on during the state meeting. Things I never knew about the lightning whelk. Very left-handed, and that's why the middle name is perversum, because it's for twisting to the left. Most shells twist to the right. The very last slide, I think. Save the date. Guess where the next statement is going to be. You all knew already. Everybody was going to get surprised. The reason I'm bringing it up now is because each chapter in the surrounding area helps organize and put on the state meeting. So starting next year, we'll start looking at what roles we're going to play, or what role we'll play in, and how we'll participate in the state meeting. So mark it on your calendar so you can be part of that. And yeah, it's going to be, no, it's going to be at the Omni off of, I don't remember what it was. That's it. That's it. So, that is the 20 to the 23rd. Okay. So I have nothing more for you, but I just wanted to thank you all for coming out tonight and being part of this, our largest gathering to date. I think it's awesome that you're all here, and I'm so glad to see you all. So have a great holiday season, because we won't see you in December. And hope you all have a Merry Christmas. I know it's a little early for that, but that's
Exactly. Do we need to move the tables back? Okay. We can
Well,
move it back
we can't start with that.
until everybody's out.
Do the recycling stuff first, we'll do it on the food. Because I'm sure there's some leftover. I guess the leftover food.
Can
Probably
we
on the leave it to these people.
ready? Oh, I was gonna play catch.
Firemen and stuff, you know. Here, good dear. You can turn off the meeting since I don't know how to do it. I couldn't, early on, it came in and said somebody needed to be admitted, so I hit the admit button and it worked. But then another time it came for admin, and when I went to go hit it, it only waited a while and
And then
it flung up. So I couldn't hit the word admin. So, but they can watch the video, right?
yeah, yeah.
Can I get everyone